KiSS.
Dude, how are you?
I'm good, my friend. It's good to be back in Canada.
Now, you filmed in Vancouver, but this
Yes.
is your first time in Toronto.
Yeah, that's right. It's my
How
first
cool
time.
is this?
Yeah, it's great, man. I mean, I haven't had much time to explore. I'm coming back for TIFF, so I'm looking forward to exploring it more.
Now, first of all, I have to tell you, Transporter. I keep saying it wrong in my mind because in Canada, I don't know if they call them the same thing, but we have a toll highway, and they call the little gadget in your car the transponder. So I keep wanting to call your movie the transponder.
I like it, the Transporter Refueled.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
The 407 highway.
Yeah, it's got a ring to it. I like it.
Now, people have been waiting for this new movie for so long. How do you feel stepping into these shoes for this?
Well, from the beginning they felt like comfortable shoes in terms of the character Frank Martin, and I only think about the character, and it was a great character to live and exist for 4 months, so I feel great about it.
Now, you must be pinching yourself so often when you are on set doing this, because this must be every guy's dream. I'm going to get into acting, and that's what I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I got into acting, all I wanted to do was like just explore different roles and different characters, and yes, I want to do guttural, feral, European art house, independent things that are like a kick in the stomach and show you the realities of life. But by the same token, I want to do things like this, and yes, there were so many pinch yourself moments, and it was wonderful. I just need to learn and grow, and so I need to do all sides of it, all of the different colours, and this is one of the fun colours,
And one of the other fun colors is Game of Thrones, which you must have had a blast doing. But I want to ask you this, because we've had other people from Game of Thrones on our show, and as much as everybody loves the show so much, does anyone, even being on it, does anyone really understand what the hell's going on?
Like, I'm notorious at not knowing anyone's names on all of the shows I watch. Like, I love The Wire and Sopranos, but I'm like, the one who always wears the tracksuit, he's my favourite character. It's like, you've watched it for 8 seasons, how can you not know what his name is? Or I was pronouncing Sylvie's name, I was calling him Sal for the whole thing. So I certainly haven't got a clue about anything in any of the TV series that I do. I was even with one of the girls in this movie, and I was like, what was your character called? So I'm the worst person to ask that question.
Now, where are you from? Is it London?
Yes. Yeah.
I was watching this viral video the other day. We played it on the radio. It was fantastic. It's this 4-year-old kid that was finding out that he's going to get a brother. And I don't know what it is, but people from London, Brits, you could say anything, and you sound absolutely genius. This kid was like, "Mommy, is it in your tummy now?" You guys could say anything, and you sound so smart.
Yes, I mean, it's a pity you don't know how stupid I am, in real life. Well, in fact, it's probably a good thing that you think I sound really smart, because, we've obviously had some great, people in the history of literature and all of that stuff, which give you that impression, but there's a lot of us are really stupid, and, I'm probably the most stupid out of all of them.
Like even the bathroom, the loo. That sounds genius. It sounds intelligent.
Yeah, we have other slang names for the toilet. I don't think I say the loo. I have other names, which I won't be saying.
Now, you look at this film, and you're on the edge of your seat the whole time watching this. Like, the action, everything you do, and you did your own stunts, is this true?
Yeah, I mean, the physical stuff, it was really important for me. I'd say I did probably 95% of it. There's a couple of wire gags that, where we had to time getting slammed against the wall and then falling on the floor, and I was like, yeah, you can, I don't mind you doing that, to Frank, my lovely stunt double. But it was important for me to do all of my own stunts, I had to train really hard for it, and I loved it,
Do you, see, if I was in a film, I would want a stunt double. I'm like, I'm not going to risk my life for this movie. Is it, as an actor, is it something you want to do, or are you at any time going, yeah, I'm good. If someone else wants to do that for me, I'm fine?
For me, it's part of the character. And it's very important. Frank's physicality is as important as his mentality and as important as the dialogue scene, so it is very important. Secondly to that, when I watch movies, I hate it when you see someone do some crazy move and then the actor just go and stand up in the middle. I'm like, come on, dude, that's not you. And I can tell.
And sometimes it's obvious. I was watching The Golden Girls the other day,
Right.
and Rose had to do a dancing thing, and it was clearly obvious that was not Rose.
Yeah, and it can be so obvious, and it really takes you out of the character. And by the same token, the fact that I think when you watch this, you can see that it's me, and a lot of the time, you can see my face and my horribly shaped head and all of that, and you can see all of my dispositions and whatnot. You can tell it's me, and I think that's that's important, Plus, I just love a challenge, and I love working, and I love the craft, and I train so hard that it's like, if you're going to train for that amount of time and be that committed to the training, then you want to execute it.
How does it feel when I read this headline to you? You were, when doing research to talk to you, you're being called the next huge action star. How does that feel when you hear something like that about yourself?
I've been called many things in my time. Some a lot, some not very nice. I'm humbly grateful for such a big statement, a big compliment. But I really don't think in those terms, I want to explore more action films, I want to get better, The Transporter is my baby steps, Deadpool is my toddler steps, From there I'm only going to get better, and I want to improve, in the craft and physically. But, when I say I want to improve in the craft, I went straight in between Transport and Deadpool. I went to do a little Danish movie called The Model, where we had a crew of 26 people, and it was just the most beautiful little story, romantic tragedy. And, doing that, I was like, these are the stories that I want to tell as well, and Kill Your Friends, which I'm coming back to TIFF for, was my favourite novel, because it's this dark, black British comedy about the Britpop era. And so, for me, it's about all sides of it. I want to explore all sides of the dynamic, and, I don't want to have to diet and live like a monk and an athlete all year long, but I do love it. Yeah. I do love the training, and I do love the action movie. So, I take it with a pinch of salt, and, I don't want to sort of let people down, but I'm not going to be only doing action movies from here on out.
Do you have goals like, I need to one day be Bond?
No, not in the slightest. I never had goals coming into this. The first movie I did, Ill Manners, I was just like, my goal is to not embarrass myself in this movie, and then stepping up from there, I was like, okay, I started going into roles that were not, as close to my sort of, my world as my first couple of British movies. So then it was like, okay, now I need to learn the craft, I need to grow and enjoy myself. So, I never had plans to move into American television or to do, a franchise like this, or, the only thing that I always had as a goal was to be in a superhero movie, was to be in a Marvel movie. That was the only goal that I had. Other than that, I'm like, I just want to explore loads of stuff.
And check.
Tick. And now I'm like, I want another one, and maybe I'll be a good guy next time or something. But I'm like, that was a phenomenal experience, and definitely something that I always dreamed of.
I got to ask you about filming in Vancouver, because I know that recently they were filming Suicide Squad here in Toronto, and I'm one of those guys where I'll stay up to like the wee hours of the morning, hiding behind a pole or a tree just
with
to
your
watch
helmet
them.
cam on.
No, because then that's obvious. But I love watching them film this, and you get to I got to see the Batmobile and stuff.
Yeah.
How hard is it when you're filming such a highly anticipated film to ensure that nothing gets ruined, or it's not being seen by photographers or fans? Like, it's so secretive.
I don't worry about that. I let Fox worry about that, and the producers worry about that, and all of that. We're enjoying ourselves. Sometimes we go out and they're like, you need to put the big coat on so that they don't see this or that, and we're like, oh yeah, okay, of course. And we throw it on and get out there. But actually, for Deadpool, that's one of the great things. This works so well in our favor. That we've been able to create this buzz, because it's like, everything is so secretive. They wouldn't let me read the script. And then I had to go to the casting director, sign confidentiality. It's on red paper. You can't photocopy all of this stuff. And they're so secretive. But we film in the open, and people just taking pictures on iPhones.
That's what I'm saying.
But that was wonderful, and also a character like that, It's okay for us to give you those teasers of seeing the suit and stuff, but you don't know what we would do. You can't hear the stuff that he was saying and we were saying, the dialogue, and there's so much interior things that we did and the action set pieces that we did. So it's like, I think that was okay. Yeah, and it was a wonderful thing, and kind of the city of Vancouver embraced it, and I loved shooting in Vancouver. It's my favourite place I've ever worked. The crew was incredible, and it was just a great place to live. Before
we get wrapped up, because I know that you got to go, but I got to ask you, like, are you excited for that film too? There's going to be action figures, kids are going to be collecting you, your people are going to be you for Halloween. I mean, it's just awesome.
I'm going to be collecting me. When I was in LA, I went to Meltdown Comics, and on Sunset, I think, and like I was just like these guys were like, we've got to go do this podcast, and I was like, Return of the Living Deadpool, Night of the Living Deadpool. I was buying all the Saga graphic novels. I haven't got the Invisibles, Grant Morrison, who's a genius, you know. And then I went to New York, and I arrived, and I spoke to the guy behind the desk, and you know, we started talking. And he was into comics. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go get a drink. And I ended up standing at reception for 3 hours, just talking about comics and geeking out. The next day, he sent me to Forbidden Planet, showed me where it was. I went there and I bought so much stuff. And I'm like, I've got to stop doing this. You know, my missus is going to kill me. We haven't got space for all of these graphic novels, and they're so heavy carrying them back. I had like 4 kilos every time. So I'm a super geek. I'm super excited about it. You know, the idea of, you know, like the posters and the being on the side of buses, like I'm happy that, like, you know, when I get messages from my family and friends saying like, we're really proud we saw you, but it means nothing. The actual paper means really nothing to me. It's great. I want the movies to be there so that they can sell, but like, it is what it is. But graphic novels, action figures, that is my...
You're a collector's item.
Yeah, that is incredible, you know. And I'm going to be getting all of the characters. Like, I've already got loads of Deadpool figures and stuff, and I'm going to be getting all of them. And you know,
was the suit comfortable, by the way? Did it pinch you a little? Like, was, you know?
I didn't have a crazy suit. My suit was like really normal. Yeah, the director Tim Miller, you know, he said to me in our first Skype, he was like, I don't want to disappoint you, but you're not going to be wearing a crazy suit, you know. And I was like, cool, I don't mind.
Well, I know, is there anything you can tell the fans that are highly excited about that movie? What you can tell us, anything?
You have no idea. You know, that these guys, you see the trailer, it's 5% of it, you know, 3% of it. You know, Ryan excels and is incredible in it, and TJ Miller's the funniest man I've ever met, and Tim Miller is a force to be reckoned with in cinema moving forwards.
And Ryan must have just had you in stitches the whole time. That guy's a funny guy.
Yeah, everyone talks about his comedic side, but he's a great actor. You know, emotionally, he gave so much to me when he was off camera. You know, he'd give so much to me where he doesn't need to. You know, there's this kind of unspoken thing among actors where, you know, you do that for each other. You know, we had a great bond on Transporter where we would do that for each other as well. You know, and most movies, something I pride myself on. You know, when it's the other person's close up, but Ryan would give everything, you know, and I learned so much from being around him.
Okay, I'm thinking one more question, because Ryan's such a huge hockey fan. Did you watch hockey together?
Yeah.
Because you were filming when I think the Montreal Canadiens were playing against the Leafs. Like, did he force you to watch any of this?
We went to the I'm going to pronounce it wrong. We went to the Canucks game.
The Canucks, very good.
Yes, good. We went to the...
They suck, by the way. Boo.
No, they're my team. Hooray. No, yeah, you never forget your first time, as they say. And the Canucks were my first time going to Canadian hockey, and you know, we all went down there as a crew, and you know, and cast, and you know, some of the guys took their kids, and it was wonderful. We had a great experience, and yeah, that was all thanks to Ryan, and you know, I got the shirt, the Canucks shirt for my son and all of that, and that was a wonderful experience.
I'll give you a Leafs jersey if you burn your Habs jersey.
No, it's not going to happen. Sorry, dude. Nice try, though.
Dude, congratulations. Like, honestly, you're like this is just the pedestal of like amazing stuff. When these movies come out, stand back.
Yeah, I mean, this is the beginning for me, but I think about it in terms of the craft. You know, if I can, if I can, you know. You talk about the pedestal. If I can be on the pedestal and be able to greenlight incredible little European and small independent North American things, and you know, that's what I want to do. If I can tell great stories in between these huge franchises. Yeah, most people won't see those small movies, but everything I do is from a selfish point of view. I want to be proud of it. I want to learn. I want to grow, and you know, I'm proud of the Transporter. I'm proud of the model. I'm proud of Kill Your Friends. I'm proud of Deadpool. Did another movie called Tiger House. I'm proud of, and you know, this is the learning curve. You know, like I say, I'm a toddler, so wait till I'm fully grown.
An absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. The pleasure's all mine. I'm loving your helmet.